Hi, Sharks. My name is Brian Whiteman, and this is my baby mama, Julie. We're from Chatsworth, California, and today we are seeking $150,000 for 20% of our company, GrooveBook.
Billions of photos are taken every day from smartphones. Who doesn't have a phone with hundreds, if not thousands of photos? What do people do with all the photos they've taken?
Absolutely nothing. For just $2.99 a month, including shipping and handling, the GrooveBook app allows you to choose up to 100 photos every month from your smartphone and create a beautiful bound photo book in just minutes.
Each month, your GrooveBook gets delivered to you with an exciting new cover. Your photos are automatically stamped with the date and location, so you will never forget. They're perforated for easy removal, and 4x6, which is the perfect size for framing and sharing.
Who is that?
Is it you? That's a little one.
Oh, it is.
Aw.
You got hair?
We've never seen you with hair.
GrooveBook will save you time and money from printing out your photos at the store and on ink cartridges at home. Forget those expensive photo books. They'll take you hours online and then charge you an arm and a leg for printing and shipping. GrooveBook is the answer.
So which one of you Sharks is ready to get your groove on? With GrooveBook! Now my beautiful wife.
All right. So first off, it was a little cringe at the beginning with the baby mama thing, but okay. So $2.99 a month is I mean dirt cheap. When this was season 5, episode 13. So this probably came out in I don't know when the show started, in 2010. So like 2015 or something like that, 2014. Crazy that for $2.99 you could get that much. I know we just bought. My daughter wanted to put together a photo book. Basically just a photo album. We ordered the album. I don't recall how much the album cost online, and then we got the pictures printed from CVS. And I want to say for 100 photos, it was like $11 or something like that. So at $2.99 a month, they're going to print and ship a book to you. As somebody who has run a business based on homemade cards, like greeting cards and things like that, my wife makes them. Shipping is the monster, right? It absolutely is a monster. Now, I do somewhat recall this episode and the fact that it's called GrooveBook because it's going to bend. So we're going to find out more about that because I don't quite remember how that plays into how they're able to ship this all and do this all for $2.99. I mean, ding ding for the idea to be able to help people solve that problem, because there is something called like the Digital Valley or something like that, where the problem that they think is going to end up happening is all these people take all these pictures, but without any good way to, most people backing them up, or like, oh, I have it backed up on my laptop, the hard drive dies or laptop dies, pictures are just gone, right? I mean, fires happen, so like printed pictures aren't the best either, but you basically run the risk of that being a thing where you're not backing up your stuff properly. Are you backing your stuff up properly? Do you have a failover plan, not just for your own photos but for your business? Like that's, you gotta have a backup plan and a backup plan for the backup plan, and routinely test those out to make sure, because I've had it where it's like, oh yeah, everything's backed up, and for some reason there was like an error or a fault in the code, and it wasn't actually able to restore. So you can't fix the problem until you know that there's a problem. So make sure that you're doing all that you can on that front. But yeah, when it comes to this, 150,000, 20%. I mean, I think the price probably should be closer to like $5 or $6 or $7 a month. I still think that's a bargain to be able to, get those printed. I forget how many photos they said in it. I want to say it was 100 photos a month. That's awesome for people that are taking a lot of photos. I think that a lot of the people would probably be hard pressed to pick out 20 photos in a month that they took that they would actually want printed. But if you're going into it with that, and that might be part of the model, right? Is there's you have a membership paying $2.99 a month. Not everyone's ordering a book every single month, even though they have the access to, because they don't have. And obviously at that point you should have, I only need 10 photos that month. So like send me a GrooveBook that's only 10 photos. So all those different factors can play a part, but I still think $2.99 is really, really cheap, for this service, and probably should be, at minimum, if you're including shipping in that, $5.99, $6.99. Probably, I mean, even when we were shipping cards, we did a monthly card club where you could get a birthday card every single month. So you always had a birthday card on hand called the monthly, was it the monthly card? Yeah, monthly card club, MCC. And that was at $9.99 a month to be able to ship. Now, those cards, you don't want them folded or bent or anything like that. So it was a bit more difficult than this GrooveBook, which you're going to find out. We're going to find out more about why it's called the GrooveBook in a second. Also, it's good to be back. And I hope you're liking the new format. Comment
15
below.
years is going to give each one of you your own custom GrooveBook.
Oh, wow.
Oh, 15 years.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julie.
Okay, so Brian,
Yes.
what do you charge me for the book?
You get the entire book for $2.99 a month, including shipping and handling.
Wow.
That's a really great price.
Thank
How
you.
are you doing it
Unrealistic.
for that low of a price? I mean, what does it cost you to make the book?
It cost me $2.30 to make the book.
So you have a very small
We have a
profit.
70 cents profit margin per book.
Wow.
Do you have any sales?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We have 18,000 paid subscribers
There you
in the
go.
last 8 months.
Good for you.
18,000 paid
So
subscribers.
what are you making per month? Do the math for me.
Well, right now we're not making any money. We need to get to 30,000 customers to break even. After we get to 30,000 customers, we make 70 cents every book.
Why aren't you making money now? Because
Because
you're
our
printing.
overhead's $21,000 a month.
Okay,
Who's
but
making these, though?
We manufacture the books internally ourselves in our print shop
Now, why haven't you, or have you, tried another price?
because we want everybody in America to be able to afford this book, and we didn't want to have any excuses.
Come on, guys. I mean, look, nobody in America can get it if you close the business.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean that's a fair point. You the whole point of the business is to be able to make money, and good on Brian and Julie for knowing, like, hey, look, we get to 30,000 subscribers, we're going to be able to start making a profit on every single one. And again, you're going to collect kind of like a gym membership, right? Like the idea is that you're overbooking the gym by having more members than you could ever possibly have all at one time. Something like 10% or something is what is the size of the gym that they build for the amount of membership that they want to have. In hopes that that you're going to have so many people paying you that don't actually use the service. And that's fine. It's a way to do it. But to say I want everybody to afford it, I think that they're undercutting themselves. Think about, like, okay, so if it takes 30,000 at $2.99, you went up to $5.99, just $6 a month, and at $6 a month, you only need 15,000 subscribers to, or actually it's probably even a lot less than that because of the way the math would work out, because you'd be making a lot more profit at that point. Yeah, I think $2.99, you're just undercutting yourself. And what's scary about that is, there's equipment involved, right? They got to get the printer, and they're doing the book gluing and all that. So, like, that equipment's going to fail at some point, right? And you got to have the money to do that. Now, waiting around till you get 30,000 subscribers, I mean, that's a long way off. To me, I think, because I would also, what's the attrition rate of those people coming off of the subscription plan at that point, that you want to be very aware of. So you're gaining 100 people a month, 200 people a month. How many people are coming off of it because it's $2.99? They just, I just haven't been taking advantage of it. Now, I like the $2.99 for the fact that it's trying to fly under the radar and just collect as many $2.99s as you possibly can. I still am dumbfounded that they can print that, that book that cheap and ship it. At $230? That's crazy.
Yeah, everybody in America, I mean, when I hear that, it's just like, be real. How much have you guys invested in this company?
I've invested $400,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you didn't own a printing business, if I took this book and took it to another commercial printer, would my cost be what you're charging today?
No, because I've developed
higher.
proprietary software and
So is
specialized
Mark right?
equipment.
Would it be higher?
It would be higher. So,
But you understand the problem
Yes,
with that.
yes.
I need your other business to stay in business with this business.
You know, I don't think you ever explained why we have the groove in the side of the book. One night in Brian's frustration, he was working on this for months, trying to figure out how to get this book flexible so that we can mail it bulk through the U.S. Postal Service. He was beating with a pen at the spine of the book. He was so mad and frustrated that he came to me up. He's like, Julie, wake up. And he showed me the photo book, and it was all damaged. And said to him, what are you showing me? And he said, look, it's flexing. It's flexing. I have the answer. We will now be able to ship the books at about 80 cents a piece.
So because this book is flexible, and we have a patent pending on the groove inside the book, because it's flexible, I'm able to mail it for 82 cents.
So that is the value proposition in your business.
So if you change the postage because of the new binding, what does it cost? What do you say?
It'll go up $3 to $4. So anyone that tries to compete with us is going to have $4 just in postage.
And you're saying you can protect this groove in it because it's
the
patent
new
pending?
groove.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's
This
the most
is
valuable
really
asset that you have.
Brian, can I
Hold
ask
on,
you a question?
before we go that into Mr. Wonderful's question over here, having that a patent pending on a groove in a book is kind of wild. But I'm really curious if they ever got that patent. We're gonna do a follow up at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned to the end. We'll check out their website and see what's going on with them today. But yeah, it's pretty crazy that just I'm so curious how true that story is. Brian, Julie, I'd love to have you come on the show and come tell your story and stories since being on Shark Tank would be awesome to hear. So just drop a comment down below and we'll make that happen. But it's $400,000 invested is a lot of money for printing. So what I like about what they're doing though is it's all seems very well thought out. Now you'll see like the Sharks have kind of pulled back a little bit on their skewering, especially once they dropped it like, hey, it's patent pending. We're going to make something happen where if somebody wants to license it, they can, but their book's going to be way more expensive to ship. And obviously shipping costs have gone up the amazing amount, especially in the last 2 years. But even before that, the cost of shipping has gone up and up and up. So it's whether or not it would have stayed $2.99 very long, especially making 70 cents a book, is to be seen. But if you have the resources already, the printing company, right, and doing it yourself, obviously you wouldn't want somebody else to go and do the printing for you. They're not going to do it at a 70 cents per book markup at that rate. There's just no way. So I think it's important that they have the printing capability, but at the same time, you gotta watch, because if you're not careful, you're going to continue to sink money into the printing machinery breaking down, wearing down, and all that kind of stuff. So you have to be very cognizant of what you're able to continue to put out. Just because you have it doesn't mean you own it, right? It's like you can buy the Ferrari because you won the lottery. Can you afford, after you win the lottery and buy the Ferrari, to get the oil changes on the Ferrari? Just things to consider.
As a potential investor, would you consider raising your price by $1?
Yes, we'd be open to that.
See, I think that's the wrong business altogether. I see GrooveBook as a service. Okay, that starts to get interesting. So I can go to Shutterfly and say, Shutterfly, you can't offer something like this. You have high shipping.
Right, their average book is $30 a book. Ours is $2.99.
Forget the pricing. I want to make it a service so that if any
you don't own
Shutterfly...
that customer.
What's that?
You don't own that customer.
No, but Mark is that on. Mark is what you
You
have
don't own
here.
the customer anymore.
This is the unique asset, the groove and the ability to ship and to create these pictures so inexpensively through you. Entrepreneurs lie to themselves all the time. They get visions of grandeur, and here you are giving us those visions of grandeur by saying you want this for every home in America, right? Get over that.
Well, okay, so owning the customer is important in most businesses, but it's also what customers are you owning at a $2.99 price point. There is something behind perceived value, And that's why they say like, oh, if you get the expensive watches or the expensive anything, there's a perceived value added to that because it's not free, it's not super cheap. So I think that you see it, like one example, right, is Hyundai. Hyundai has the Genesis. They came out with the Genesis line of cars, and then they realized that people still didn't want to buy a expensive Hyundai. So they segmented it off into being its own car, basically its own car company, kind of like how they have Kia as well. So you have Kia, Hyundai, and Genesis line, and all of a sudden it's like, oh well, it's not a Hyundai anymore. It's a Genesis. So there's that perceived value. And when we're talking about customers, that like how many customers would drop off because of that dollar rate, right? Now, if you've done proper questionnaire, surveying of your customer base and know what they're willing to pay, what kind of income levels they have, and that kind of stuff, like then you can start to go down that road. But if you're, again, you're in that whole like mindset of they are, they're only there because it's a $299 price point. They might not be, many of them might not be there at $399 price point or $499 price point. And so that I kind of agree with Mark on that sentiment of, let's work with those customers that don't mind paying $30 a book, but also with like this other option that might only be $4, $5, $6, $7, an added value for the GrooveBook, because it's not going to cost much in the shipping, and it's something different. Terrible photos out of the book, and it's. Yeah, I think that's awesome.
Wouldn't you rather be able to say to all those applications that you're competing with right now, nah, I've got a Groove and I can ship this for 82 cents and you can't. But if you want to offer this to all your customers, I'm going to give you an interface and I'm going to charge you 7 cents a picture.
You become a commercial printer in his
No, better yet, all you do is you become a money collector.
I think Mark's dead on. There are so many applications. As more photo sites come up and people upload to them, you've done something none of them can do at that price point.
Yes. Okay, guys, I'm going to make you an offer. I'll give you $150,000 for 100% of the rights to sell GrooveBook as a service through your commercial printer to everybody else. You keep 100% of the GrooveBook subscription service. I want to license this as a service, and then I can go to everybody and say, look, 82 cents to ship this, $2.30 to print it. I'm going to mark it up by $3. If Shutterfly, Flickr, whoever it is, Picasa, this way you can offer it to all your customers.
Brian, I think it's a phenomenal idea.
Thank you.
But this business does not exist without your commercial printing business. Your costs are artificially low because of your other business. I have a problem with that. If I get into business with GrooveBook and the commercial printing business goes away, what do I do? Like it's so symbiotic. They're so related. One doesn't exist without the other. That's why your price point is so low, because you're able to do that. I'm out. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
That's all right. Yeah, that might be true there, Robert. But that's part of being in business. Like they're trying to compete with those, Shutterfly. So it's just the difference in philosophy of who the customer is and then who the your competitors are, right? They want to compete with Shutterfly to the point of there's, new photo sites, new this app, that app coming out all the time, and constantly trying to fight for that customer base. It's a difficult market it's one of the difficult market to be in. So understanding that they have that advantage, and like, where's the value? The value, if you see the value as only being the groove in the book, then that's fine. You can see that they don't seem to really care about 18,000 subscribers because, even to this day, Shutterfly still exists. They're still thriving. One of the reasons they charge a lot more for their books. You know, it's a much pricier book, but it's one of those things where it's like you don't, like I said earlier, as a photographer. I mean, as a photographer, you need to pick out which photos are actually worth getting printed, which photos are actually worth keeping around, not just every photo I took with my smartphone. So, just changing how the conversation is. Now, I'm looking at Mark and saying, okay, $150,000 for the rights to license it to other people. I mean, $150,000 probably. Well, obviously they came in for $150,000 for 20%. I don't think that $150,000 for the rights to license it to basically to help compete against yourself. If you're actively going to continue to try to do the GrooveBook, is probably going to be a deal that they're interested in.
Robert made a point. I'm a partner in GrooveBook. You go out of business, or you decide to raise the prices, or anything else happens with your commercial printer, I have a problem. I'm out.
You don't have a problem because the business still, well, assuming that the patent that they do get is part of the deal, then they have access to the patent to then go and license it out. Grooves aren't going away anytime soon.
Would you consider selling me the whole thing?
At the right price.
Well, you put a value on it of $750,000, right?
Correct.
Would you consider selling the whole thing? And by the way, Brian, that's what you walked in there asking for. I gave you what you wanted.
Yes, but we'd like to have some upside on that also. So, Mark, I'd like to just clarify a little bit more one more time, please.
So in essence, I'm paying you $150K to be the right to be, hopefully, your commercial printing company's largest GrooveBook supplier.
So Brian, Julie, you've got $150,000 for a pure licensing deal. You keep 100% of your business.
Okay.
The other offer from Kevin is the full value of what you put on your company, $750,000 for 100% of the business. Two completely different avenues.
Totally different.
So
I think we'd like to counter Kevin's offer.
Yeah, we'd like to counter Kevin's offer, and we think that the company at this stage of the game is worth $6 million.
Oh, okay, yeah. A commercial break. So the problem there, the problem there is okay. It's worse. It's only worth what someone's willing to pay. And the reaction to $6 million was not great. Not great. I would tend to think that you're saying that the patent's worth a lot more. You don't have the patent pending. Maybe with the patent, you could make an argument that you could get to the $6 million mark, right? And that with that number in mind. But I would tend to think that, I mean, nobody here is going to pay $6 million. Most likely. But there is, that's where some, Brian's asking about some upside. I want, 5 cents a book or something to that effect. But I still don't understand. I mean, if Kevin, does Kevin, I guess he just wants the patent or GrooveBook only works with the printing business. So he's selling the printing business, which means that the printing side of the business he's doing a lot of printing, an awful lot of printing, which he probably is to get his costs down to be able to do, at scale, to be able to do this GrooveBook in the first place.
For the licensing rights to GrooveBook, and one from Kevin, who has offered $750,000 to buy 100% of the company.
Two completely different avenues.
Totally different.
So
I think we'd like to counter Kevin's offer.
Yeah, we'd like to counter Kevin's offer, and we think that the company at this stage of the game is worth $6 million.
But you valued it at $750.
Because we want to be a part of the upside.
If you don't want to sell 100% of it, I understand, but you can't take the price and multiply it by 6 to sell control. Nobody would do that deal.
Sure they can. They can do whatever they want.
No, but it won't happen. The transaction won't occur.
Are you saying yes or no to their $6 million?
No, I won't pay $6 million for it, and you knew I wouldn't. Is there some middle ground?
And you don't want us to have any skin in the game?
Oh, I do, but I asked you simply to understand you as an entrepreneur, where your head's at. Do you want to sell out? Is there a price that makes sense? The answer is no. I get it.
We want to have more skin in the game.
How much skin in the game do you want, my friend?
I'd like to have at least 50%. You want me to grow the business.
Well, we
are
need
so
you to grow
passionate.
the
My deal was perfect for you
have to
then.
understand.
Right. Your deal is it makes a lot of sense. But with yours, I'd like to have a little bit of skin in the game rather than 100% royalty.
Okay, so-
because I'm manufacturing for
What do
you.
you think 50% of GrooveBook is worth today?
It's worth $375,000. And it's a no-brainer. All we want to do is we want to make
So
a
you'd
win-win
sell,
situation.
okay, you'd sell 50% of GrooveBook for $375,000.
Listen, we're
Oh
gonna-
no! We're like talking ourselves into a circle here. 375,000 for 50%. Look, they want to. They obviously they have kids. They have a future they're trying to secure, and they want to be involved. Obviously, Brian has some experience in the printing industry, so that's worth something as well. But he wants to hook his wagon to a star, right, and go off to the moon. And again, 18,000 subscribers is not an easy feat at all to get people to pay you any amount of money. We see tons of apps where the apps have these huge subscriber bases, but they're quote unquote free, right, or ad supported or something to that effect. Which, hey, that could be an avenue in itself. You just slap some ads in the middle of the GrooveBook, and you got yourself an opportunity to pick up some extra profit at 18,000 subscribers. That actually might be the way to go. You get an ad-free version at $5, $5.99, $6.99 a month. So that way you're capturing people that don't mind paying more, but you have an option here that's ad-supported, like a lot of other things like this YouTube channel out there that enables you to have that. I also think it's interesting. You see, Robert actually has the photo of Damon at his table. I didn't notice that earlier. They did. I guess they cut that part out. But yeah, that is something to think about. And it looks like Mark and Kevin are going to go have a conversation.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you?
Yeah,
If you'll do that, then I will
you
give
do
you
not
the
want to do
deal.
a 375 for 50%. You
375,000
don't.
for 50%. But I don't want to be competing with Mark.
Yeah, I'll jump in on
I
her
don't want
with
to
that
compete
deal.
with Mark because I don't want there to be all these other people out there using the same technology. If you get the patent, I would be willing to give you the 375,000, and if Robert wants to go in on it,
Happy to go in with
great, at 50%, 25.
But the whole business, no licensing to somebody else. You got to
Right.
control the whole thing.
Not doing what Mark is saying.
So,
and
Brian,
if you'll
you
do it right
You
now,
said you'd sell
we can have a deal.
50% for 375,000. Will you do the deal?
Hell no. Are you kidding? They're smarter than
Okay,
that.
guys.
Ding ding.
No, hang on.
I'd like to hear their offer.
Okay, let me say what we decided. $150,000 for a license to the name and the software and the ability to offer it as a service. 80% for Kevin and I, 20% for you, so you share in the upside. What we're going to be is the one-off guys. So when someone says, I have 375 pictures on my camera, I don't want a subscription. I want a place where I can go and buy it. You'll be the owner of GrooveBook and the GrooveBook subscription service. We'll be GrooveBook for all one-off applications or purchases.
Okay.
But Brian,
So
you
just like
realize
your
that
commercial
you
printer.
realize
If I
that
come in just to print
really
one.
bad
he's
thing to
giving
do.
an alternative to
Wow.
all your customers that you're trying to build a business to. They
Right,
don't have to be
right.
subscribers. He's
Yeah.
building a competitive
Right,
one-up business.
It's kind of like the movie.
And that's what we just talked about, right? How if you license it to these other companies, that's what you're going to be competing against yourself if you stay in the GrooveBook business, right? GrooveBook as a subscription service. I don't dislike the subscription service. I think that it just is way too inexpensive. For the amount of people you're going to need to float that. But again, hey, ad support. I mean, you could get, if you have 18,000 photo parents, right? And you can segment out your thing, all of a sudden, your customer base, all of a sudden you are like, you can get a lot more money for your targeted ads. And then you get to hire some people to like actually go get the ads. There's a whole bunch of things that you have to do with it. But hey, once all that's done, like even designing those ads and all that would could be a whole separate business for you.
There will be blood. You know, the guy had the oil, and you know, he didn't want to give up the oil to Daniel Day-Lewis to do it. So Daniel Day-Lewis bought the house next to him. He dug underneath and he sucked his oil well dry.
Exactly.
You realize I'm a subscriber. I'm about to sign up for GrooveBook.
Right.
I look on Flickr and I say, oh, I don't need to subscribe. I can do it one time.
So now you have two sharks, Kevin and Mark, who want to give you $150,000 for 80% of the non-subscription business. And then you have another offer with two sharks who want to give you $375,000 for 50% of your business, and they help grow everything with you. What are you going to do?
Well, I think we've done an excellent job growing it ourselves to 18,000 subscribers in a short period of time. I think the better deal would be to go with Mark and Mr. Wonderful, because 100% of growing it ourselves plus an additional 20% of revenue that you guys will work at, I think is a win-win situation. And I'm all about making win-win situations.
Do you accept their offer?
Yes, we do.
we
Let's
do.
go to work.
Oh man.
Thank you very much.
Well, at least Lori and Robert are clapping, but
Very cool. Thank you.
maybe they should have backed down to like 40% or 35% for the two of them, and they probably maybe would have taken that.
Dang, they're still in love.
that is awesome to see. Let's go check out what's going on. So, according to allsharktankproducts.com, after Shark Tank subscription shot up to 500,000, and the Whitmans were making $4 million in annual profit in only 11 months. Shutterfly bought the business for $14.5 million. Julie and Brian stayed on as consultants. With the growth, some disappointments have arisen. There are disillusioned customers who are quote-unquote ranting about how much they now dislike GrooveBook. It's very difficult to cancel a subscription. Credit cards are getting charged. The quality of the photos has declined. There is no easily accessible customer support. More users feel that for only $3 a month and the convenience, GrooveBook is worth dealing with the glitches here and there. Now, if you go to GrooveBook now, Shutterfly made the tough decision to discontinue GrooveBook. We're honored to have been able to share life's memories with GrooveBook customers and are committed to supporting your needs in the process. While GrooveBook services are ending, you can find many photo book options and offers at Shutterfly. We hope to continue to serve you as we accelerate our growth and innovation in mobile products and features. You can place orders up until April 8th of 2022, which is this year. And if you need help, contact us over at support@groovebook.com. And yeah, so I guess that's the end of the road for GrooveBook. I'm kind of curious as to what the decisions making was, higher shipping costs, maybe customers actually, canceling their subscription. Cancel your subscription at any time by clicking the account icon at the bottom of this app screen and blah, 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 blah. And then please be aware of your next due date and allow 3 business days for requests to be processed. So, yeah, so it seems like it was a good, happy story, happy ending there for Brian and Julie. Again, I would love to have you come on the show. Just drop a comment down below. Like Sophia says, missed you, Joe, since your last video. I've launched my business, ding, ding, and utilized your avatar guide, which you can go to joepardo.com/avatar. Can't wait to watch the next season with you. I don't even watch it on TV anymore because I love your commentary so much and learn so much from it. Thank you so much, Sophia. I appreciate you being a part of the super community and getting to learn. I learn as well. Constantly challenging myself. These are shot in real time. I hope you like the new format. I hope my voice comes back. It's been waning the last couple of days, but I'm happy to be here. Happy you're here with me, and I will see you in one of these 2 videos right here. Take care and go be super.